Hey guys, Wade here again. Hey, this is part 3. It's going to be my final installment for a while anyway on the panel. Just wanted to show you a couple more things and just do one quick overview on some of the issues that I had before that I've cleared up. So as you can see, I've got the Mini X and the HSI. The reason why is because I have the large map on the HXR is brought up. I'm going to show you really quickly that because it's in the north mode, it doesn't have the insets, but as soon as I go to, let's say, like the arc, then the insets pop up. Then if I want, I can kind of do more of a normal looking map like that. So I've showed you a lot of the features, as far as the basic features anyway, of these two systems. So one of the things I wanted to show you is that the viewing of the GNS 480, let's get rid of that. The flight plan on the GNS 480, if I bring up the flight plan as far as, and again, I know this is always hard to see. Let's see if it shows up. But we're going to go to external. Now, before I do, I showed this on the other video, but I want to point out how many options there are as far as menu options along the bottom here when the either EFIS is in the internal flight plan mode, because there's a lot more options. As soon as I go to external, watch the bottom row here. This will turn yellow, but the bottom row, a lot of the menu options will go away. There you have it. So this matches, if I go over here to flight plan and I view it, there it pretty much matches between that flight plan. Well, it does match, but sometimes it doesn't expand out all the different waypoints or what have you on the different views. Okay, so now the issue that I had that I cleared up, let's go to PFD, and then we're going to go to flight plan. Now, if you remember in the last video when I went to the internal flight plan here and then tried to bring up the external, it didn't show up. But after Jeff from Grand Rapids set me straight and I got the configurations right, it is still not showing up.
Missed it by that much.
Okay, the good news is I got the flight plan up. The bad news is that it took some button pushing. So I'm going to have to do some more exploring on this. It seems like once I bring the initially start up both of these EFISes, I have to do some button pushing as far as selecting the GPSs. Now, one of the things I did, I had to completely rewicker how my GPSs were set up. I had the internal GPSs were the onboard GPSs for these. I'm going to get out of here and get out of here. And then, so I swapped the GPSs. So this has two GPSs. This is now GPS 1, and then the onboard GPS for the HXR is GPS 2. Same thing as this. Here you can see that it showed GPS 1 is lost, and that's because of this right here. So when that pops back up, which it does, it goes in and out because it's inside the house here, it should pop back up. Let's see what it says. So once that pulls up, go to GPS 2, which is the onboard. You can see that it swaps that as well. And then we go back to GPS 1, and GPS 1's fine. And then we lost it again. Alright, so one thing that I hope I can show it to you with, you can see that the GNAV here, which didn't even show up before, once I rewickered these, when I'm getting a good signal for the GNS 480 autopilot, like I just popped up right here, and now I have a black GPS 1 again, you can see that this has heading, ENAV, and GNAV. Now I have to tell you, I never had that before. You might be asking, what is it, A, and who cares, B? Well, let me explain really quickly what these are. Heading is, I explained it in the first video. In the heading mode, if I just move the heading bug around, then, here, let's try this. If I move the heading bug around, then the heading will follow that. Now you can see I lost GPS 1 again, so GNAV is blanked out. That tells you that GNAV is basically the GNS or GPS, which is the external. This is driven externally. There it popped back on, and that went back. We're good again. So GNAV is linked to the GP or the GNS 480. So anything that has to do with a procedure turn, a holding pattern, a DME arc, anything that has a curve in it that's complex, either EFIS must, as far as the navigation mode, the lateral autopilot must be in GNAV. For standard approaches, or if we're working off an internal internal flight plan, so the GRT EFIS system, ENAV, EFIS, that controls the autopilot servos. So you can see it's yellow here because the altitude is so low. Okay, so again, that over here, same thing. Heading is through the heading bug, controls it, or just pilot steering. ENAV is the EFIS controlled part of the lateral autopilot, and GNAV is the GNS 480 part of the autopilot. When it comes to approaches, I'm not even going to get into it because it is a morphed bastardization of all of these as far as how it works. Okay, now I'm going to exit here. Boy, this is turning into my video from hell, huh? So I'm going to move on. Well, one thing I'm going to do here before I proceed, because I have this on my list to discuss. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Man, I had to do some major retweaking here. So, yeah, like I said, this is kind of turning into the video from hell, but I wanted to get a decent screen, because I wanted to show you this feature right here. We'll do it while this traffic alert is up. This is the snap feature, so I'm just going to hit this once. That'll take a picture, a screenshot of that, and I'll post it on my blog. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's move on to something more positive. As you can see, I am getting GPS data from the EFIS to the Trio autopilot. So, now if I flip this over, depending on whatever state this is at any given certain time, we'll see how it works, but we'll try this. The EFIS side is good. It's, as you can see, with all this bearing to waypoint and all that, it's getting GPS information. You can see these blinking, which they do anyway, but so alright, so here we go. Ready? So it might change a little bit, but now this is getting straight information from, well, now it just kicked in. So this is having issues finding a GPS signal, and this, while it's on GPS, it's getting no GPS. So if we flip it back to EFIS, within a few seconds we should start getting GPS data. There we go. Alright, so that's a perfect example. So if the EFIS were having problems with its GPS, I could swap it over to this source or vice versa. So that gives you the idea right there. Okay, so as far as the solution to this right here, I'm going to add that to the end of the video. I made up some slides, and so if it works, I'll just add it to the end of the video. All right, so without screwing anything else up, I'm going to get out of here because this thing is I got issues. All right, final video for a while. Just wanted to clear these up. I wanted to show you that, although I do need to do a little bit more research, maybe talk to Jeff at Grand Rapids, because when this is coming up, I might have to do some button pushing to get it to view the flight plan off of the GNS 480, but it is showing up. That's a lot better than what it was doing before, and I have GNAV on the Mini X, which I never had before. All right, and then of course I have this is receiving. I have the Trio receiving data from GPS data from the HXR. All right, you can see a lot of flights coming in tonight. So that's it. So this will be quite a while, I think, before I do another video. It'll probably be in the actual airplane installed the time I do the next video on this, unless something else major comes up. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great holiday season.